Private Charlie Peaceful, you have been found guilty of cowardice in the face of the enemy. The sentence is death by firing squad. The sentencing shall take place at 0600 hours. May God have mercy on your soul.
Oranges and lemons at the bells of St. Clement's. I owe you 5 farthings at the bells of St. Martin's. When will you pay me, said the bells of Old Bailey. I do not know, said the great bells at Bow. Can you hear that? It's my brother, Tomo. He's singing that down the hall. We often sing that together. It reminds us of home. And our big brother, Big Joe. We call him that because he's he's big. He's as big as a bulldog. He's very muscular, very broad, but he's as gentle as a newborn lamb. He'd never hurt a fly. He'd probably keep it as a pet, but he'd never hurt it. No, he's different. He's very slow. He's special, but he's a good lad. We never went to school. Me and Tomo, it was only us that went to school. He always stayed at home with Mum and just singing Oranges and Lemons and playing in his tree and collecting little pets. There was this one time at school, and he came up to us at the gate, and I'm guessing he must have been to visit Father in the graveyard, and he showed us this beautiful earthworm, and we said, "That's beautiful, Joe, it's lovely." And he walked off singing Oranges and Lemons, and there was this lad, Jimmy. He was a bully, he was. He used to bully me and Tomo, and he said to Tomo, "Whose brother's a loony, eh? Whose brother's a loony?" And Tomo, he tried sticking up for our Joe. He tried hitting Jimmy, punching him, but poor old Tomo he wasn't that strong. He was only a little one. And so Jimmy, he punched him in the gut, and then he knocked him to the floor. He started like pushing his face into the dirt and scratching his face and everything. And I saw what was happening. I pulled him off. I grabbed Jimmy around the neck, and I pulled him off Tomo, and then I kicked him in the ghoulies, and he made an awful noise. And I was just punching him as hard as I could. And then all of a sudden, I felt this tug on my collar. It was our teacher, Mr. Mooney. He was not impressed. So he pulled me and Jimmy into the school. He got out his cane as well, and he started whipping us right across our backsides, and it bloody hurt. Jimmy went first, and he came out of school in front of the whole school. He was, and he started crying. Everyone was laughing, and it was my turn, and I was like, "It never hurt. It never hurt, Tomo. Got a bit of a red bum now, though, but it really hurt." I couldn't sit down for about a week. Oh, and we walked home that day, battered and bruised. Me with a red backside, and Tomo with a bloody nose and scratches all over him. Well, we stood by what we believed in. Family, and always defending each other and protecting each other. And that's all we've got, is each other. now years later, look at where we are now. Me and Tomo were going across this open land, and the Germans, they were shooting at us, and there were explosions going off left, right, and centre. Dozens of our boys from our regiment were gunned down, young lads who were sons and fathers and brothers, and Tomo, he got caught in this explosion. He went flying into the air, and he landed in this crater. He was knocked unconscious, and I ran into the crater and jumped in, and I was holding him in my arms. He was pinned down, and he was in shock, and I couldn't move him. There's no way he wouldn't have made it. And then Jimmy and Pete, they climbed in, and we just tried to hide, and then all of a sudden Sergeant Hanley came and he said, "What are you doing? We're nearly at the enemy lines. We need to keep moving forward." But it was stupid, suicidal. There was no chance of us taking the enemy lines. Dozens of our lads had already been shot, and we never made it. So Sergeant Hanley said, if you're disobeying my orders, peaceful, then I will have you court-martialed. And I've been court-martialed, and I've been sentenced to death. I'll be shot 0600 hours. I don't regret it. I don't regret it. I love my brother and all the other lads in our regiment. We're brothers, all of us, but Tomo, it's more. So that's it. And Tomo, he couldn't be a witness. He was not able to do that. And so I've written a letter to Molly. I've written her a letter and trying to explain it. I want her to be strong, and I know that Tomo will look after her and mother. It's not fair what she's had to go through. Prejudice from everyone in our village. Grandma Wolf and the Colonel. She looked after all of us when Father died, and I hope that I'll be reunited with him. I won't be on my own. I'll be able to be reunited with Father, and Tomo was with him when he was with him when he died. He was a forester for the Colonel, and he saved Tomo from being crushed by a tree. he pushed him out of the way, and then the tree landed on Father. And Tomo, he told me what happened, and he blames himself for what happened, but it wasn't his fault. He loves Molly as well. I know that. I've always known that. We've fought her over her many a times, but it doesn't matter. I know that he'll look after her. He'll be a good father. He'll be a good father to my boy, Tomo. We named him after Tomo because we love him. I know that he'll be a good father to him, like our father was to us. Our father's watch. I'm going to give this to Tomo so he can give it to my boy, so he can have something of mine. It'll keep him safe. Like Mother said, this will keep me safe. And I'm going to give him this. I'll be singing in the morning. It won't be God Save the Ruddy King or All Things Bleeding Blight and Beautiful. It'll be Oranges and Lemons for Big Joe, for all of us.